Hello everyone. First off, I'd like to apologize for this being filmed on my phone, so the quality's not going to be that great. I didn't realize until the last few moments, until it was too late, that I don't have a sound input on my computer because it's a desktop, and I don't have a mic or anything like that. So I apologize for that. But let's get started. So for the first part of the assignment, I created a networking chart, and I was able to find this online. It's an Excel sheet framework, and so it's interactive, and you can go in here and you can put on the back end information. You can add your friends and stuff like that, and it'll show their relationship not only to you but to your other friends. And so here you have me, and obviously I know everyone in the circle because I put them there. The green lines right here, they show friendship, and then the blue lines I guess would be acquaintances, just people you know or have met. You can see in the little legend right there, if you change it, it shows, for instance, my friend Brad. He knows several of my friends and is also friends with several of them. My neighbor, he's met a bunch of my friends and become friends with them, and then met other people. And so it just shows the relationship between a friend group. So if you go in to the back end, as I'm calling it over here, or the input, you can go through here, and here's where you can go in and put and assign people friendship or acquaintanceship. A 0 means they don't know the other person. A 1 means that they are acquaintances. A 2 means they're friends. And then if you input something over here, like let's change this to 1, it then updates all this other stuff over here, and that's pretty much how it creates the output on this end. So it's a pretty cool little tool. I'm glad I was able to find it thanks to another classmate, so shout out to them. So let's go now to the second part of the assignment. Oh, it's the wrong one. So this is using the FBI data set, the codes for that. So as you can see, here's a nice little bar chart with the combined information. It has the FBI code over there on the left, and then the primary type, and then the amount of overall cases. So as you can see from the chart, there's a lot of theft, over 1 million cases since 2001, I believe. Let's see. Yes, since 2001. And so battery, there's a lot of battery, there's a lot of criminal damage. Narcotics obviously is big. And then, so I would define those top 4 as the primary categories of crime. I mean, if you're basing it off of volume, you can't really base it off of morality or severity. I guess you could, but I base it off of what's over 300,000. And so then you got burglary and a few others. Most of the categories are very low, as you can see. There's not a whole lot of stuff. There's like 10 human traffickings, which doesn't sound right, but maybe they're not reported or something like that. A lot of stuff falls into other offenses, which I'm not sure. I guess it's just like a miscellaneous category. There's 357,000 in there. And so the codes, they all have different meanings. Actually, let me pull up this sheet I found. I found a PDF that kind of lists a bunch of the different offenses, like arson's 200, assault offenses, etc. And then there's minor offenses that aren't listed here in the data set, like curfew, loitering, etc. And so that's what all the offenses are and all the codes. If you want to look at it strictly by code, 06 over here, it's got a million, and that would be the theft. And then 08B 916. So what was 08B? Let's see. Be battery. So it's probably going to be assault cases or domestic cases. As you can see from the codes right here, there's a lot less codes than there are categories. Some of the codes have hardly anything in them, like number 12, which would be deceptive practice. So yeah, if you go, this is kind of where the data really starts to get interesting, is the over time trend of the data. As you can see, in 2001 they had 485,000 cases, and it steadily declined over time. By 2009 it dropped over 100,000, and then there was a sharp decline in 2014 and 2015. I don't know if this is due to any kind of new laws or regulations, but it's clearly a big drop and a big decline. So now let's move over to the sales data. And so everyone should be pretty familiar with this sales data at this point, considering we've had like 3 assignments for it. So we'll just start off. This is like the combined scatter plot for it. It has over here the categories colorized, and then it's got region in here on detail and on the little tooltip, so it makes it a little easier to see. And then on the bottom is profit, and on the left is sales. And so, as you can see, the most profitable region is West, and it's office supplies. So the West region of office supplies is doing really well for whatever company this is, maybe like IKEA or something, I don't know. But the ones over here on the right, they're doing great. The ones in the middle, they're doing, but the ones that are not doing well are Central Furniture over here. None of the furniture is doing very well, as you can see. Blue's like over here, they have a lot of sales, but they're not making much off of these sales. And most businesses want to make money, so they're pretty much just doing a lot of work for free. Central is definitely doing one of the worst. I don't know if they want sales, Central's doing a little better than South over here in furniture, but Central is just, it's, as you can see here, it's the profit line right there, and they're behind it, so they're losing money right here. So that's not good for Central Furniture. They should close that office. Actually, yeah, Central's not doing good over here either. Central's not doing good in any of the categories, so they should maybe reconsider the stores in those areas, or maybe actually no, it's probably shipping to those areas, but they're not doing well in these areas. So then if you go to by states, break it down a little bit more into a subcategory of the region. California is doing great up here. It's got a ton of profit, got a ton of sales. It's miles ahead of all the other states, as you can see. You also got New York over here, which, I mean, those 2 states aren't surprising at all. I mean, California and New York are both large, profitable areas. One surprise over here, though, is Texas, chilling over here, negative 25,000 in profit. Not a good look. It's kind of surprising considering it's such a large state, and we have a pretty good economy between the Golden Triangle cities, and so it's a little surprising. There's actually quite a few states that are negative in profit, like Oregon, Florida. I got this whole little handful over here, and then most of the rest are just, you know, kind of the middlemen over here, just. And then we got the subcategories. I think this is probably some of the most useful information right here, because it really breaks down what products they're making that are profitable. And so this is where they could cut products out or invest more and make more of these products. Like they have, let's see, we got copiers over here that's doing really well. Most of the stuff that's doing really well is technology, as you saw from the first thing, phones, accessories. We got chairs. Chairs are in high demand, I guess, and furniture. Really everything you want to worry about though is like back here. This is where you'd want to cut. So you stop making tables. You're losing a lot of money with tables, bookcases, and supplies. And so you want to get rid of that stuff. Definitely tables. Stop making tables. And all this stuff through here is just kind of general, like office supplies and stuff like that. And then year over year, for the most part, the categories have stayed in the same order, or the same rank, I should say. But technology and office supplies has definitely grown in profit over the last 4 years. Like as you've seen, 2014, technology was only profit 21,000, and now they're a profit of 50,000. So they doubled their profit, over doubled their profit in less than 4 years. So that's really good for the technology. Office supplies also doing really well. They nearly doubled the profit on that. Furniture is just actually decreasing from 2014, 2015, a little bit of a jump in 2016, and then another drop in 2017. So furniture is just not doing great across the board. Yeah. And so that's all of the visualizations I have to show. I did want to talk about the part 4, where it's just talking about best practices for the data visualization and how to tell a story using the narrative techniques and stuff like that. I think one of the things I talked about in my paper was brought up a lot about Steve Jobs. I recently read the Isaac Walterson book, or Walter Isaacson book, and he was very holistic, and he had, the Apple products are made, they're like self-contained. They make all their own stuff. They don't really believe in, having to go outside of their own company to get products or use stuff. They like to have everything kind of seamless, kind of holistic. And Steve Jobs was very meticulous about everything from the accent colors of the computer to the software to even like how the chips were arranged in the computers that no one would ever see. And I think that that kind of attention to detail can definitely be used in data visualization for, a lot of times you don't think about things like just how colors are represented. I know we had an assignment about colors recently, and in different cultures and different regions, colors mean different things. You could really screw up a board meeting or something like that by, having red for, I use the example, having red for profit, and they could take that as you're not doing well when in fact you're doing great. Just little things that really make the presentation and help the data tell a story. So anyway, I think it's just the best practice is just attention to detail, not just throwing the data up there and going with it. It's just really figuring out what you want the audience to get from your presentation. You got to figure out what you want them to come away with, and that's where you start and move from there. So hopefully this has been somewhat informative. It's been a great semester. I'm sure I'll see y'all in the next classes. Have a great spring break.